Okay, my name's Paul Meades. I run Meades Company, firm established in 1974 by my father. I took over from him. We're based in Watford, team of 15 at the moment. Yeah, general practice really. So before we joined AVN, we were a traditional practice in that we had lots of clients that didn't particularly appreciate what we did because we just gave them tax bills and our bill. We were looking after lots and lots of small individuals. We had a high level of debt. We had a large overdraft. The inherent problems that you have from, dare I say it, not running an accountancy practice as a proper business and actually just more of a job than actually managing a company. I decided to join AVN after coming to a proactivity event, hearing Steve talk and explaining essentially how you could look at your business very differently and also look at, to a certain extent, your career and your working life very differently, and that if you actually wanted to get something different out of that, then you were going to need to make significant changes from the traditional way of working an accounting practice to achieve some lifetime goals. That was the main gist of it. How would I describe the journey I've taken with AVN? Difficult because coming from where we were, there are so many fundamental changes you need to actually turn your accounting practice into a proper business. It takes an awful lot of effort. You need your team on board. You need to be laser-sighted with focus over exactly how you're going to change and what it's going to look like when you've finished. And you need to persevere because you'll get a lot of kicks along the way from clients, you'll get kicks from team members, and you just got to keep on persevering and pushing through until you can then turn around and look back and say, wow, what a difference. And it's once you get to that point that you then get to really enjoy going to work and running a business and taking that different approach of interacting and working with clients, which is what I do now. The single most important change was my own viewpoint. Actually taking time to reflect on what I wanted to get out of being in business, and having those thoughts, whereas prior to that I was just going to work, and therefore looking completely differently at your business, and then that sort of realisation, which at the time for me was a case of thinking, if there was no such thing as HMRC and there was no company's house, which of my clients would actually have paid me for any work? And the simple answer was none. And therefore my realisation was, well, if I'm providing a service that nobody wants to pay for, have I even actually got a business? And once I'd rested on that, it was a case of, okay, now I know that I've got no clients that actually want to work with me. What am I going to do to change that scenario so that people are happy to pay the fees and get the rewards of working with a business owner that looks differently at the services that you're providing? That was kind of like the key thought process. Okay, so it took a long time, but I suppose the journey in about 6 years from start to finish of joining AVN meant that we went from a position to having a £60,000 overdraft to having money in the bank, 6 figures in the bank. We went from 650 clients down to, I think the lowest was about 150. We then took team numbers from 7 to 15 through the same process. And now we have 0 debt. We only have 1 person working in admin out of 15, because everything is automated. We get paid monthly on direct debit, so we have no reason to chase clients. We have no credit control system, and it's all positive cash flow. And it's enabled me to move home, to take out a very large mortgage, which I'm confident in paying back. And having money in the bank helps you sleep at night. It helps you have nice holidays, and all the trappings that come with that. I suppose the single piece of advice I give to any firm that find themselves in that position we were in when we, going back a few years before joining AVN, is to actually take a leap of faith. I remember thinking, crikey, this is a lot of money I'm going to have to spend if I want to be an AVN member. But if you think of it as an investment, it'll be the best investment you could possibly make, and that you will therefore get it back provided you persevere and take action. I saw a pen somewhere the other day, and it said, actually written on the side of the pen, it said something like, winners take action, not just notes. And that, I think, is quite a good little saying to bear in mind, particularly if you join AVN. It's a daunting task, but if you go through that process, you'll come out the other side and you'll be so grateful you did. If I could change anything I've done, I'd have joined AVN years before, but I didn't know about it at that, before then. The benefit is that if you work with an AVN accountant, you're working with somebody that understands how it is to actually run a business rather than just provide an accountancy service. And seeing as compliance becomes a smaller part of your business offering every year that goes by, and it's only going to accelerate that process, what with cloud accounting and that type of thing. Business owners need to work with an AVN accountant so that you can actually work strategically on their business rather than continually working in their business to achieve far better results in exactly the same way as I changed my accounting practice from what it was to what it is now. I feel actually far more educated about how to actually help a business owner because of going through the AVN process.